Hello everyone. Today, for this week's work, I'd like us to read Tabby McTat. Now this is a story all about a cat who gets lost. Tabby McTat by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler. Tabby McTat was a busker's cat, with a meow that was loud and strong. The two of them sang of this and that, and people threw coins into the old checkered hat. And this was their favourite song, Me, You and the Old Guitar, how perfectly, perfectly happy we are. Me, You and the Old Guitar, how perfectly happy we are. One morning, while Fred ate some bacon and bread, McTat took a stroll round the block. Then stopped, for there on a doorstep sat a gorgeously glossy and green-eyed cat. She was black, with one snowy white sock. Sock and McTat had a cat-to-cat chat, and that's how their story began. For while they were chatting of this and that, a thief had his eye on the old checkered hat. He eyed it, he snatched it, he ran. The busker gave chase, but he tripped on a lace, and crash! In a flash, he was down. He broke his leg, and he banged his head, and he ended up in a hospital bed in a faraway part of town. Goodbye, McTat said. I must get back to Fred. But where had the busker gone? The sun went down and the sky grew black. The stars came out, but he didn't come back. McTat lingered on and on. A week later, Sock took a stroll round the block and found her new friend looking thin. He's gone off and left me, said Tabby McTat. Then Sock said, my people Prunella and Pat would gladly find room for a fine tabby cat. She was right, and they took McTat in. The next morning, old Fred left his hospital bed and found his way back to the square. But a brass band stood where the pair once sat, and the band played this and the band played that, and Fred looked all round for his loud meowed cat, but Tabby McTat wasn't there. Now McTat had a wife, and a very full life, with plenty of things to do, like washing Prunella and pouncing on Pat, and hiding the car keys under the mat, and keeping the newspaper nice and flat, and giving the pens an occasional bat, and nibbling this and nibbling that. But he dreamed of his friend with the old checkered hat, and always woke up with a mew. And often he said, what's happened to Fred? And his paws took him back to the square, but a conjurer stood where the pair once sat, and he pulled out this and he pulled out that, and people threw coins in the tall black hat, but the busker was never there. One morning, Sock said, look under the bed and see the 3 kittens I've had. And Soames looked like this, and Susan like that, and the littlest kitten, called Samuel Spratt, looked exactly the same as his dad. The 3 little kittens grew and learnt how to mew, and McTat sometimes sang them his song. And Samuel Spratt with his tabby grey fur and his deafening meow and very loud purr, and he simply loved singing along. Me and you and the old guitar, how perfectly, perfectly happy we are. Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. When Susan and Soames found very good homes, their parents were happy and proud. There was one home like this, one home like that, but nobody wanted poor old Samuel Spratt. They all said, his voice is too loud. Now Tabby McTat was a home-loving cat, but he couldn't stop dreaming of Fred. And one day he called for his wife and his son, and he told them, there's something that has to be done. I must go and find him, he said. So up and down and all over town he wandered a whole week long, for many a morning and afternoon, by the light of the sun and the light of the moon, till he heard a familiar song. Just me and the old guitar. If I had a cat, I'd be happy afar. just me and the old guitar. With a cat I'd be happier far. It's Tabby McTat! It's my long-lost cat! Old Fred was ecstatically glad. Then the two of them sang of this and that, and people threw coins in the old checkered hat. But why did McTat feel sad? He was missing his wife and his comfortable life and the dozens of things to do, like washing Prunella and pouncing on Pat, and hiding the keys under the mat, and keeping the newspapers nice and flat, and giving the pens the occasional bat. But how could he tell the busker that? Then out from the shadow sprang Samuel Sprat. "Oh, please, let me be the busker's cat," he said with a deafening mew. Now, Samuel Sprat is the busker's cat, with a meow that is loud and strong. The two of them sing of this and that, though Samuel sings just a little bit flat, and people throw coins in the old checkered hat. And this is their favourite song. Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly, perfectly happy we are. Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are. And that's the end. I hope you enjoyed this week's story. I'm going to be back in a little moment because I need a little bit of help from somebody to explain what I'd like you to do this week. So I'll see you in a second. I've got my little friend Alfie back again because that story was about a pet that got lost. I want to know about your pets. Don't worry if you've not got a pet. You can talk about what pet that you would like. You could even make something up. Maybe you'd want a dragon for a pet. I don't know. It'd be entirely up to you to tell me about your pet or about a pet that you would like. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put my little Wrigglebum down so he can go and curl up and go to sleep. And then I'm going to show you how I would like you to do it. So we're going to use some description in our work today. Okay, I'll see you in a second. Okay, I'd like you to have a look at this piece of writing that I've done. I'm going to read it for you. I have a lovely dog called Alfie. So I've started with a short sentence just to tell you the name of my dog. He is 9 years old and loves cuddles. So in that one, I've told you a little bit about Alfie. I've told you that he's 9 years old and that he loves cuddles. And next, I go on to describe him, to talk about what he looks like. He has a little black nose and long, floppy ears. Also, the fur on his ears is extra soft. So when I wrote that sentence, you probably noticed I used two joining words in that one. I used and I used also. That's okay. I can do that as long as I don't use the same one two times. So as long as I don't use and two times or also two times, that's okay. I can still use the more than one in a sentence. And for my next sentence, I wrote, he likes to sleep a lot, but sometimes he wakes up and wants to play like a puppy. So in there, I use something called a simile, which I've made in green. A simile is when you say that something is like something else, not that it is something else. So he isn't a puppy, but sometimes when he wakes up and he throws his toys around, he's like a puppy. I might have said that when we go to the park, he runs as fast as the wind. I might have said, when we go out in the dark, he's as brave as a lion. There's lots of things I could have said to say that he's like something. Your challenge, so if you want to test yourself and have a really hard challenge, your challenge is to try and use a simile about your pet. Remember, you can make it up. It doesn't have to be a real pet. Then I put in a break because I thought that was a long enough paragraph, so I made a gap. We both like to walk around the park because Alfie likes to chase the squirrels, but now he is old, he can't catch them. He never could catch them, really. Squirrels are very fast, but now he doesn't stand any chance at all. Okay, let's just go through and see what I've put in. I've got my adjectives in red, my describing words. I used lovely, little black nose, long floppy ears, extra, soft. So I used lots of words to describe him. I used a simile, like a puppy. So I said he plays like a puppy. Then I used my joining words. I tried to use lots of different ones, so I wasn't using the same ones all the time. I used and, also, because, So I managed to use them all, which is brilliant. And then I checked my capital letters and full stops, and I saw that I'd remembered them all. I've remembered to put the capital letter for Alfie's name as well, because remember, the names of people and places and days of the week, they all need capital letters as well. Okay, I look forward to reading these pairs and damsons, and I can't wait to see them all next week. Good luck, and we'll see you soon.